Did you know that 90% of travelers literally freeze up and forget how to speak when their luggage gets lost in a foreign country? Your mind just goes completely blank. Ever wondered how native speakers actually handle real-life stress without sweating through their only clean shirt? If you have ever struggled with real-life English or just wanted to know how to sound natural when everything goes wrong, you are in the exact right place. Stick with me, because today we are leveling up your English in a big way. Before we dive into some of the wildest travel stories you will ever hear, we need to cover the essentials. I am going to give you 10 massive secrets, covering grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation that are going to absolutely save your life out there. Let's get right into these 10 questions and answers. Question 1. What does the term jet lag actually mean? Answer. Jet lag is that super heavy, exhausting feeling you get after you fly across different time zones. Let's say you jump on a plane in Los Angeles and land in London. Your body still thinks it is dinner time, but outside, the sun is just coming up. Your internal clock gets totally messed up. You might feel dizzy, get a massive headache, or find yourself wide awake at 3 in the morning. When native speakers talk about this, they just say, "I have horrible jet lag." It is a lifesaver of a phrase to know because you can use it to explain to hotel staff why you are wandering the halls looking like a zombie at dawn. Question 2. What does it mean when someone says your credit card was declined? Answer. This is literally a traveler's worst nightmare. When a cashier swipes your card and says it was declined, it means your bank blocked the payment. The money did not go through. Usually this happens when you are in a new country and your bank thinks someone stole your card, or maybe you just hit your spending limit. Instead of panicking, you can just ask the cashier, "Can I try another card?" Or, "Where is the nearest ATM?" It is a super common vocabulary word in the US, and knowing it keeps you from looking confused when the cashier hands your card back with a sad smile. Question 3. Why do we say take out money instead of extract money at an ATM? Answer. In English, we use phrasal verbs constantly. While extract is technically correct, it sounds like you are a robot or a dentist pulling a tooth. Native speakers keep it super casual. We say take out or get money. If you are ever short on cash, just ask, "Where can I take out some cash around here?" It sounds completely natural, relaxed, and exactly like how millennial living in the US would say it. Question 4. How do you naturally pronounce going to? Answer. If you want to sound like a local and not like a textbook, you need to squish your words together. We almost never say, "I am going to do that." We say, "gonna." It is spelled G-O-N-N-A. I'm gonna grab some food. I'm gonna call a cab. When you speak fast, combining these words makes your English flow so much better. Just remember, only use this when speaking or texting friends, never in a fancy business email. Question 5. What exactly are toiletries? Answer. This is a super common travel word. Toiletries are all the little bathroom things you use to get ready. Toothpaste, a toothbrush, soap, shampoo, deodorant, all of that stuff falls under the umbrella of toiletries. If an airline ever loses your bag, the first thing you want to ask for is a toiletry kit, so you can at least brush your teeth and wash your face before going to bed. Question 6. When do we use a versus an? Answer. Okay, this grammar rule confuses so many people. You probably learned to use an before vowels like a, e, I, o, u. But the secret is that it is about the vowel sound, not the letter itself. For example, we say an hour because hour sounds like it starts with an ow sound, since the H is silent. On the flip side, we say a university because it sounds like it starts with AY. It is all about how it sounds when it rolls off your tongue. Question 7. How do native speakers quickly say, "What are you?" Answer. Just like gonna. Americans smash these words together to say whatcha. If you walk up to a friend, you do not say, "What are you doing?" You say, "Whatcha doing?" Or if someone looks lost, you might ask, "Whatcha looking for?" It is super casual, friendly, and instantly makes you sound like you have lived in the States for years. Question 8. What does "put it on my room bill" mean? Answer. When you're staying at a hotel and you order food at the restaurant or get a drink at the bar, you do not have to pay right then with cash or a card. You can tell the waiter to put it on your room bill. This means the hotel will add the cost of your meal to your final receipt, and you just pay for everything all at once when you check out and leave. It is the ultimate convenience hack. Question 9. What does the word timeless mean in fashion? Answer. When you break this word down, it literally means without time. In fashion, if a jacket or a pair of shoes is timeless, it means it never goes out of style. A leather jacket from the 1970s might still look insanely cool today. It is not a trendy thing that people will hate next year. It is a classic. Using the word timeless shows you really know how to express value in English. Question 10. Why do we say something is in perfect condition instead of on perfect condition? Answer. This comes down to prepositions of state. When we describe the physical state of an object, we use in. You are in a good mood. A vintage car is in great shape. A used jacket is in perfect condition. Using on here would sound really awkward to a native speaker. Remembering to use in for states of being instantly cleans up your grammar. Alright, now that you have those 10 lifesavers in your back pocket, let me tell you about this wild travel journey. If you've been looking for English conversation practice to help you survive traveling, you are in the right spot. So picture this. I just landed off flight AFR 32 from Paris. I'm standing at baggage claim, super tired, and my suitcase is nowhere to be found. I go up to the desk, give the guy my baggage ticket, and he looks it up on his little computer. He tells me my suitcase is in Tokyo. Tokyo. I'm in the US and my bag took a vacation to Japan. The guy tries to calm me down and says sometimes bags go to the wrong place just like people do. He promises they'll bring it to my hotel, the Hampton Garden Inn, by tomorrow evening. Since I don't have an American phone number yet, I ask him to just call the hotel directly. I finally get to the hotel. The front desk guy is super nice, checks my passport and credit card, and gives me the key to room 302. I tell him the airline is going to call about my lost bag. Then I ask him where the closest clothing store is because literally everything I own is in Tokyo. He hits me with the worst news. The only stores around the corner are Chanel and Dior. I ask if there's anything cheaper, and he says nope, that's it. So I realize I'm going to have to rock the same outfit for 2 days straight. The guy jokes that at least my laundry bill will be $0. I get up to my room, and it is boiling hot. Like, melting. I call the front desk and talk to Eli. My brain completely glitches, and I forget the word for air conditioning. I start calling it the climate thing. Once we figure out the AC, Eli is super apologetic. I tell him to please hurry because I am sweating so bad, and I only have one clean shirt left. He promises the maintenance staff will get there faster than my suitcase. Later that night, I'm wandering the hallway and I accidentally bump into this guy. My head is throbbing. Turns out his name is Carlos and he has a terrible headache too. We instantly bond over having insane jet lag. I actually thought he might be a thief for a second because he was just roaming around so late not in a uniform, but nope, just another tired traveler. The next day, I decide to power through the exhaustion and go to Disneyland in Anaheim. I stop someone on the street to ask for directions to the bus. They tell me to walk down the street, turn left at the third corner, keep walking till I hit an Italian restaurant, turn right, walk past a park, turn again, and then eventually I'll find the stop for bus 43. I listen to all of that, realize it's way too much walking, and just decide to call a cab instead. Later, I'm checking out some souvenir shops. I want to grab something for my mom back home, because she collects mugs. The cashier shows me this cool Hollywood sign mug. I point out that we aren't even in Hollywood, but the cashier jokes that the mug is way cheaper than an actual trip there. Fair point. It comes out to $54. I try to pay with my card and boom, it gets declined. I try again. Declined again. I am so embarrassed. I tell the cashier I don't have enough cash on me, and she super nicely tells me there is an ATM right outside and offers to hold my stuff. I joke that if I'm not back in 10 minutes, it means the ATM is broken too. Of course, my luck is terrible. The ATM doesn't work for my foreign card. I go back to the hotel and ask the front desk where I can change my euros into dollars. He says there's a bank 2 blocks away, but it's 7 p.m. and they are closed. I literally have no money for dinner. The desk guy suggests I eat at the fancy hotel restaurant and just put it on my room bill. I laugh because a drink there would probably wipe out my entire bank account. He then suggests room service, since it's a bit cheaper. I decide to just chill in my room and order from the menu there. The next morning, things start looking up. I decide to book a guided city tour. It's a 3-hour tour that hits all the historic downtown spots, the old square, the museum, the cathedral. They have a 10 a.m. slot, which is perfect. For 3 people, it's $25 each, so $75 total, and it includes transportation and a snack. The guide tells me if I book online, I get a 10% discount. Obviously, I take the discount. Listening to everyday English conversations like this really prepares you for anything. Take a trip I did to Istanbul, for example. I walked into this beautiful spice shop looking for saffron. The shop owner was this sweet lady who told me her saffron comes straight from Anatolia, hand-picked and fresh. A jar was 200 lira. It smelled incredible. I also grabbed 2 bags of ground cumin for 50 lira each. I told her I wanted to cook Turkish food back home, and she actually offered to write down some authentic recipes for me. People can be so awesome. Or that time I flew into Sydney on flight QF10. My bag got delayed at the transfer point, and I was supposed to be at a wedding in a few hours. I was low-key panicking. The airport staff tracked it, said it would take an hour, gave me a toiletry kit, and promised to send me a text the second my bag arrived. Crisis averted. And you can't forget bargaining in Paris. I wanted an Eiffel Tower keychain. The vendor wanted 5.5 euros. I thought that was way too pricey, even if it was solid metal and not cheap plastic. I asked for a discount, and he gave it to me for 4 euros. I even bought a little fridge magnet for 2 euros just to celebrate the win. Even hotel rooms get messed up. Once, I booked a room under the name Josh Thompson. I specifically wanted a king-size bed, but they put me in a room with 2 tiny twin beds. I told the front desk that wasn't going to work. Luckily, they had a king room open and just charged me a small $20 upgrade fee per night. Totally worth it for a good night's sleep. And if you ever go to Amsterdam, you have to rent a bike. I grabbed a regular bike for 15 euros a day. I'm not super tall, so the guy found me a smaller frame. It came with a lock, which is totally necessary, and I paid an extra 5 euros for a helmet because honestly, better safe than sorry. He told me I could just drop it in the box outside if I brought it back late. Super easy. Buying souvenirs can be tricky if they are big. I found this crazy detailed statue of Liberty model for $20, but it was too big to fit in my carry-on. The shop shipped internationally, so I had them send it straight to Germany for an extra $15. It took 2 weeks to arrive, but they emailed me the tracking info so I could watch its journey. Sometimes the best parts of traveling are just the experiences. I went hiking in the Swiss Alps with a guide. I was a little scared because the trail looked intense, but we took it super slow. It took us 3 hours to hit the summit, taking tons of breaks for photos overlooking the valley. I also love finding unique stuff. I found this gorgeous Pueblo artisan bowl with Native American patterns. The big one was $120, which was way out of my budget. So I found 2 smaller, cute ones for $50 each. I asked the shop owner for a deal, and she gave me 10% off, making it $90 total, and even gift wrapped them for me. And finally, you gotta respect vintage fashion. I was shopping with this guy, Jake, and his dad. His dad found a classic 1970s leather jacket for $120. Jake didn't get why old clothes cost so much, but his dad knew what was up. The jacket was in perfect condition. It had soul. It wasn't just clothing, it was fashion history. He tried it on, looked like a rock star, and bought it right there. It is like time traveling through fashion. Man, traveling is wild, but if you know how to talk your way through it, you'll be totally fine. Practice your English every single day, repeat these daily conversations, and your speaking fluency is going to skyrocket. Please hit that like button, share this with a friend who loves traveling, and drop a comment down below with your craziest travel story. Also, make sure to subscribe to the Learn English with Jennifer channel to watch more helpful videos just like this one. Catch you guys in the next one.